the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game S Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
In today's episode, The Outer Worlds 2 rules. Microsoft is being just real dumb with Xbox, and we're going to do the Mount Rushmore of Obsidian games. Mike, should we do the Mount Rushmore of Obsidian and Black Isle games? Should we include both of those?
No, because I'm ashamed of how many Black Isle games I haven't played yet.
Yeah, we only need like a couple. Well, I guess, you know what, we'll probably fill it up with mostly Obsidian games anyhow then. All right,
yeah.
Well, how are you doing?
Oh, busy. Just trying to get a lot of stuff done before we head out here. I'm just doing laundry. Just a lot of I'm working on some stuff for the store, try to get our Bombathon merch ready. And there's some I'm learning a whole new process right now because one of the things I want to order from like one store it's like too expensive there. So I'm like just integrating a whole separate fulfillment store for this one item. And I'm like, okay, making sure this is good, but I think we're fine. So yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff ready. I'm trying to put some stuff up on the website. I'm trying to Dan.
Yeah, it's not mugs, everyone. Shut the hell up.
Right there, he's telling me to make one. Isn't he the chief product officer or chief content officer?
No, I'm the chief product officer. This is definitely a product. There's no way, shape, or form that this is content. Get the hell out of here.
All right.
You put content on the mug though. Isn't that his purview?
Yes, everything's content. Okay, the ass whooping I'm going to give you all is technically content. This doesn't mean Dan Reichert's in charge of it.
That's going to be on a pay-per-view later, everybody. If you want to watch that happen live, it's going to be very
exciting. Yeah. Oh, mugs can hold a lot of content. Yeah, it's going to hold content, all right. It can hold a big, fat, steaming pile of my shit if y'all don't shut the hell up about mugs.
All right. I mean, I don't know, Chad, I don't know what you were expecting. You poked the man bear. This is what you're going to get. Okay, so I'm going to assume you're doing well otherwise.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is like the start of a whole lot of travel for me, Jeff. Yeah. So I'm like, it's just like actually traveling, not that stressful. Like thinking about traveling and getting ready for traveling, that's where I'm like, oh, I got all this stuff to do.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm doing laundry right now. I'm like, oh, I should have done this last weekend, but I was busy doing other stuff. It's like, I knew this was coming. I was like, oh, I have to get ready for that. And it's like, it turns out I was just busy every other night until now. And this is the only time I really have to make things happen.
Yeah, and like tomorrow, it's like, I got to take pennyboarding. I have a guy coming to look at a tree that I'm probably going to get removed. It's a problem tree. So I got to like make sure that's all settled. And then we only have UPF tomorrow at least. So not doing anything too crazy there. So it'll be fine. We went over like the stuff we have to bring. Listen, I don't have too much stuff I have to worry about bringing. I'm not on the line for too much there. So I'm safe in that front. Just got to make sure this merch is good to go, and it looks like it's going to be fine.
Yeah, you just got to bring that pretty little head of yours, and then we'll bring all the fun stuff. That is like a big point where I'm like, I got to make sure I have this and this and that. But that'll all happen. It'll all happen between tonight and tomorrow. In the meantime, we should probably get on with the show since we do have a lot to do. We should probably get back to that, and let's do a podcast first. Thank you for joining us. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening. Hit the like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you can drop a super chat during the show here on YouTube. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thank you to Carlos Ayin, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. Sean was playing a playlist of his this morning before Game S Mornings, and our theme song here came up on that, and everyone's like, oh my God, it feels like the show's about to start. They're going to do Decides. And it's like, no, that was just coincidence, everybody. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our game club discussions, early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. You get a discount if you get a yearly membership. Go for that right now if you want. And that's patreon.com/GameMess. You can also support us on Twitch, YouTube. That gets you a lot of the same benefits. All right. Mike, let's talk about a few things. Outer Worlds 2 is out. We've both been playing it. I talked about it some this morning. Actually, more than some. Quite a bit on Game S Mornings. Gave my feelings. We will have our quick look going up soon. In the meantime, you've been playing it as well. How are you finding it?
Christian wants you to do an ad break right now.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. It's written right there. I just forgot to look at it. And now the show's actually happening. We're really back now. There are some big topics. Outer Worlds 2. We've been playing it. Mike, how are you finding it?
I'm liking it quite a lot, actually. It's really scratching that Fallout itch that I do think a lot of people have. Even though I talk crap about Fallout 4, Fallout 76 didn't do much for me, even in its kind of revised state. But boy, I liked Fallout 3 and New Vegas a lot. Obviously, Obsidian made New Vegas. And this game does have a lot of that energy. I enjoyed the first Outer Worlds. I just didn't get, like super deep into that. And this one is gripping me a good bit more, at least right from the getaway. It just doesn't, something about Outer Worlds 1, it always felt like, oh yeah, this is like bite-sized Fallout. Again, I haven't like gotten super deep into this, but I'm not getting any sense of that, like, we have Fallout at home. Not that I would really say that about Outer World, but in a lot of ways, it actually just looks, a lot nicer than what we've gotten from Fallout before, other Bethesda games. It's just so much of that DNA. The RPG stuff is fun. You have, it's very faction-based, which is super Fallout in general. The combat, the shooting actually feels pretty good. And of course, that's not all that it's about. There's other, conversational ways or interesting ways that you can solve problems and do quests. I like the art style quite a lot. The colors pop really well. So it does have that kind of poppy sci-fi look that I enjoy. But yeah, I'm like, it's one of those games I just wasn't really getting excited about per se. But now it's here, I'm playing it. It's super neat.
Yeah, it was one where I was like, oh, I might like that, but I'm not thinking about it all that much. So when it showed up and we got a chance to play it, it was like, okay, I definitely want to spend some time with this. Also, it's like one that's hitting right in this moment where I was like, I can maybe take on a new game. So let's just go right to the newest one I have, and that was this. And I'm glad that was the case because, I'm really finding it very fun to play. It is hitting the notes that they want to hit. Fallout in space, New Vegas in space, quite a bit. I tend to think that there will be some people that will have to be kind of won over by this game in the long run to be like, you know what, this, in some ways, this is living up to the lineage of New Vegas. I think there will be some people who are like, this isn't, it's not, evolved enough. Or it's too much like that, and I like the old stuff better, so it'll be a tough comparison. But we'll see. I mean, that could just be my pessimism. Overall, though, just spending time with the characters, doing exploration, upgrading my character, making choices, all these things. The way it looks, like you were saying, it like just pops visually, especially with ray tracing on. Everything is really kind of winning me over, and it's one where I'm like, okay, and because this can run really well on the Steam Deck, I'm going to be playing it everywhere. I'm just going to take it with me. This will be my game for the next week or two.
Yeah, playing it on PC, yeah, it does look very nice. And the game has a good sense of humor. I love the startup screen. It's actually just presented as like another dialogue interaction where you're talking to that smart moon mascot guy. It's like, go on, start a new game. You want to go to the settings? And every time you start up, he'll comment on maybe something you've done in the game, or just on the fact that he can tell you have the premium version because you're wearing the hat it comes with. He's like, well, yeah, the new game smells off now. We're just kind of rolling along now. And I'm like, this is charming. This is neat. This is creative. So I like those touches. This thing is an 82 on OpenCritic right now, and of course that's a good score. And I said this about Avowed, because I think Avowed also has an 81 or 82. I'm a little surprised. Like I was playing this, I'm like, this just seems about as good as one of these can really be. Now, maybe kind of like with Avowed, if I, put another 10 hours in, I'll be like, oh, this is starting to get a little samey. It's not gripping me as much as it used to. And maybe the scale of it kind of reveals itself to be on the smaller side. I don't know. But at least, personally, I think this is more than an 82 is all I'm trying to say. It's fine. Like, I'm not saying I'm mad that people aren't thinking that. But just on my initial impression, I was a little surprised. Like, if you, because, we do a lot of guess the Metacritic score. If after my 5 hours of the game, if you asked me to guess the Metacritic score, I would have said 86. 80,
yeah, I would have been 85-ish. Yeah. I think that's where I personally am at.
We're talking about, when we say it out loud like that, it's 3 points. But
it's a tough 3 points.
These days,
Yep.
An 82 looks a lot different than an 85, doesn't it?
Yes, for sure. Anything, but also at the same time, and you already said this, anything kind of above an 80 is a really strong score in video games. It just is on something like OpenCritic. I think it has like an 84 on Metacritic on one of the platforms, but whatever.
Maybe PC.
Yeah, for me, it's like this is clearly a game that I love. Like it's a 4-star out of 5 easily, and it could break to be as much as a 5-star if it continues to be this good throughout. But yeah, I think in terms of what they were going for and Obsidian being able to deliver this and Avowed in the same year, there's no studios doing something like Avowed and then something like this in the same year. No one else is doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually wild, and I think time is going to be very kind to both of those games where we're going to kind of, especially when it's like 3 years from now.
Oh my God, they also did Grounded 2.
Grounded 2,
early access this year.
They got help from another studio on that one, but still. Grounded 2 released that is an incredibly productive studio. I mean, I think they're definitely the all-star in Microsoft's stable, right, or Xbox's stable of all these studios that they bought. They're doing a ton of work, and it's all good. They're Insomniac, even though they're maybe not doing quite as well critically or commercially as Insomniac is for PlayStation. It's the closest thing Xbox has.
Yep. And
to one of those.
And even then, it's like, Insomniac's doing a lot of the same kinds of games now. And this is just a varied studio. It seems like they could do anything they want. That's very cool.
I was going to say it. I know maybe it's a little obnoxious. I think this game's better than Starfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a question everyone's wondering. And it just feels like the fundamentals of this game are so much further along the line of what people want from one of these than Starfield was, that it's going to be obvious to anyone that had any complaints about Starfield. They're going to show up to this and be like, oh, this mostly addresses them. And I bet that's going to go a long way, especially with people who like pick this up on Game Pass and stuff like that.
It just, it has a lot of the stuff I like about these games, and all the kind of new stuff that Starfield was trying, like, oh, you can make ships, you can build bases, and a lot of those systems that didn't really go anywhere, so on and so forth. And also, this game is just a lot sturdier than Starfield was. Not nearly as buggy or things like that. Now, granted, my very nice PC I have now might be helping with that too. Sure. I don't know.
All right, let's keep going here. Microsoft is causing a lot of problems with Xbox, and it's like now we have a pretty clear reason of like what the sort of underlying problem is, and it is that Microsoft has asked Xbox to generate a profit margin of 30%. According to the report, this is a report that came by via Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg. Microsoft set a goal for Xbox of 30% accountability margins, which is apparently the term the company uses in place of profit margins. So, an insane thing to call it. And let's see here. As Bloomberg lays out, the average profit margin in the industry is from 17 to 22%. Now, as I pointed out before, a game kind of doesn't get green-lighted at places like EA unless they can prove it has a profit margin of at least 15% coming its way. But that's the range, though, 17 to 22 on average. No one's doing 30% unless you have a money printing game.
Like a Fortnite.
Right. Or a Grand Theft Auto. And I think, Microsoft's saying, well, you guys should keep trying until you do one of those. But what's happened here is the real way to get to higher profit margins is to lay people off and cancel games that you don't think are going to contribute to that. Maybe they do 7% profit margin. Well, that actually hurts you. You don't want that profit. That's not enough profit. It's bad when the game succeeds, not enough. Profit hurts you.
Oh, no.
Yes. So just cut it off now and don't. It's crazy. And I feel like people are using this as a way to be like, well, Phil Spencer's innocent. It's like, I mean, look, they all kind of set the table here. He probably made some promises internally about like what Microsoft could do, what Xbox could do with Game Pass and all this stuff, and none of that really bore out. And now they have sort of pulled up the rope and are like, you got to perform now, sink or swim, fuck you. And and everyone else working under Xbox Studios are getting screwed right now continuously.
Is this so much of this really just like an Eye of Sauron thing that, it wasn't looking at Xbox? Like the Microsoft Eye of Sauron wasn't really paying attention till all this money was spent picking up studios and picking up Activision, and all of a sudden it's like, well, where's the return on that profit? We invested like you wanted. We got to see a return on that. But God, 30%, that's just absolutely wild. They're just absolutely going to kill themselves trying to chase that, and then that's how they're going to justify closing it all down one day. Maybe it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's also why they can't eat the prices on console tariffs right now, where it's like, some of these other companies are trying to find clever ways around it. Well, Microsoft just can't justify that because they need every inch and every cent they can get out of their profit margins. And so, yeah, it's like that's making it look worse, which is hurting their future prospects because people just look around like, wow, Microsoft is raising prices and shutting down games and closing studios and laying people off. Feels like a bad place to hang out if I just want to have a fun time playing video games. And that stuff does eventually like spread out to the wider audience. And they're not going to care about the very specific thing of Microsoft is putting insane demands on this gaming division. They're just going to see that it looks like a bad time and doesn't have a great bright future, and that's because it actually doesn't have a bright future, and that's because of the ownership and because of the management, but there's no getting around that. They're not going to be able to shed that. So yeah, it's frustrating just to see it laid bare of that's a number that we don't really expect anyone else in this industry to be able to hit reliably, and now Xbox has to do it as this huge massive thing that was like, the whole idea is scale. You have all these studios. You have Call of Duty and King, and you have
right.
Everything else. Bethesda, all these things. So you could put out enough games that if you did just make a 15% margin beneath the industry average by a couple of percentage points, well, it doesn't matter because you're so huge. The scale makes up for it. So now they have the scale and they have to make these margins. It's just a recipe for disaster for them.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's like, oh, they're gonna have Call of Duty now. Wow, they can take more risks, I suppose, because they have all that Call of Duty money getting in. Well, no, because I don't know, because I guess so much money is just being dumped into AI, which isn't going to make a profit except in the fantasy future book that they're all writing and choosing to believe in. So I guess they're just expecting everything else to pick up that slack. Boy, I wonder where that all ends up.
Yep. Yeah. For now, it's just like AI doesn't do anything except for give them the confidence that they can lay people off and be able to and replace that work with machines. And it's like, oh, you don't really know if that's going to work. And it almost certainly seems like it's going to not work. There's reports tonight of EA's AI causing problems for the actual humans that work there. Because like a bunch of these people have been replaced by AI coders. And the AI coding machines are hallucinating things and pushing out code that is broken. And so now the few human coders that are left there who are continuously worried about getting laid off have to go in there and fix this stuff and make it continue to work. And it's like that sounds like that's going to be the thing that happens everywhere. Because at a certain point, that's the AI is a black box. It just does what it does. People aren't going to know like even where it's breaking down, and you're not going to have enough expertise left over to figure it out. It's going to just be a complete mess. All right. And then, this is part of it. Xbox says that exclusives are outdated.
If you're Xbox, they sure
are. They definitely are. Yeah. And they have to be because you have to make a 30% profit margin. So you can't again, eat the cost on not putting a game out everywhere to sell more consoles. That doesn't work for your business. But of course,
you gotta put that shit on PS3, brother. Like,
that's
we're gonna.
That's where that'll make.
You need the power of cell processing.
But yeah, that continues to be kind of obvious. They aren't interested in it, and it wouldn't work for them with the financial burdens that have been placed upon the Xbox division. Fallout 4 is getting an anniversary edition and coming to Switch 2. Bethesda Game Studios has announced Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, so they started re-releasing games that aren't Skyrim. That's pretty impressive. A console and PC bundle, which will also come to Switch 2. This is similar to the most recent version of Skyrim that did get re-released that has a bunch of Creation Club mods pre-installed or ready to go. You can just select them very easily, and they work on the consoles and stuff. This is coming, let's see here, November 10th to all those other platforms, and then in 2026 to the Switch 2. So there you go. I like Fallout 4. I don't know if I'm ever going to be one that goes back to that game in particular.
I think Fallout 4 is okay. And yeah, I don't really have a drive to go back to. If I was going to go back to one of those Fallouts, it would be 3 or New Vegas. And I assume a big part of this is to capitalize on season 2 of that show.
Yeah.
Happening, right? Sure, why not? It's a shame that they can't do something a little bit more exciting, like give us a the New Vegas remake or remaster or similar thing with 3. Although, we just had the Oblivion remake. Maybe that team is going to be looking at Fallout 3 or New Vegas next. There's going to be quite a lot of time still until the next actual Fallouts. I assume there will be a few more of these size releases until then.
Do you think Virtuos, who did the Oblivion remake remaster thing recently, do you think they're doing that for Fallout 3 first? If they were to do that job again with Bethesda all over again?
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe you do 3 because it's before New Vegas. I mean, if you were able to make the timing work so that it happened with this new season of the show that takes place in New Vegas, and maybe would have done New Vegas, but you're gonna miss that. That's not gonna happen anyways. Right. So who knows? Maybe season 3 will be in DC, and then there we go. It'll be fantastic. Yeah, I bet they just do 3, which actually came out after Oblivion, also, so you can really timeline this shit up. Make it all really fit nicely.
Exactly. All right, and then we got that. I think that actually does it for the news that I have written down here. We have a bunch of super chats that have come in though, so let's take another.
Did you see
break.
Assassin's Creed Shadows also getting its Switch 2 port? I am curious how Fallout 4.
You mentioned that. I didn't see
there.
that. Like, did they give a date for it?
I believe so. Why did I bring this up? I didn't know what the answers to the questions would be.
Let's live Google. That's everyone's favorite podcast thing.
Everyone, Assassin's Creed Shadows coming to Switch 2 really soon, says this. December 2nd.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right. Man, it feels like that was always going to be the date. Like, because if you're announcing it this late, that first week of December is kind of your last real gasp, last chance to put a game out. I feel like something else other than, obviously, Metroid Prime 4 is that first week of December 4th, I think we said.
Octopath Traveler 0 is like the December 1st or something.
Yes, and but like in the last week, something else got announced for that spot as well. Maybe I was hearing rumors about Assassin's Creed. Either way, I bet that game runs just fine on the Switch too. Ubisoft seems to take it seriously, and that's been paying off for them.
Right, Outlaws is good on there. Give me that. Where's Avatar? Actually,
I do wonder if they will put Avatar on the Switch too. That one should be the same team as Outlaws, but who knows? All right. We're gonna take our. Wait, do you have anything else?
No.
Okay, we're gonna take one more break, or one more break for now. We'll be right back with the super chats. All right, it's time for more decides. For now, we have some more super chats. Mike, go ahead and read those.
Yeah, Nathan Maloney says Keeper being under 100 players on Steam plus a 30% profit margin probably means Double Fine is screwed come the Q1 2026 layoffs, huh? Frowny face. I mean, Keeper was always a small project.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, I worry just because somebody's going to look around and be like, hey, getting Double Fine seemed really nice like several years ago when we needed credibility. Now we have Call of Duty. Boy, that's nicer than credibility for us. So I don't know if Keeper is the problem, but I also worry about Double Fine. It'll be bullshit because they have given Xbox their best game, basically their only Xbox Studios game that's been nominated for Game of the Year in the current era was Psychonauts 2. So they're incredibly talented over there. I don't know. Maybe they have them working on something else that's like of a scale and a size that appeases the overlords. But I hope they still get to make smaller things.
I think they will.
Like Keeper.
I mean, either they get shut down or they get to keep doing that because it doesn't make sense to try to turn them into something else. I guess having it written out this way, it's like, yeah, that game needs to also sell because they don't count Game Pass as revenue for these studios. So if your studio has to have 30% profit margin, I hope it's not studio by studio. I hope it's in the aggregate so that like the Call of Duty success can count toward everything else. But
it's a tough time for Keeper, man. Like if you're looking for a smallish game to play, God, you have a lot of options right now. You have a lot of options in general. I mean, Keeper is the kind of thing that should do well because of Game Pass, right? Like, it's just the thing some people can pick up on Game Pass. But yeah, that's
the whole idea.
That's not an excuse, quote unquote, anymore.
Internally, no.
What was the marketing for this game? Like, I didn't even know it was. Yeah, I didn't even know it was coming out until people started talking about it. It's just like,
I mean, it was in some Xbox Directs or whatever. It was in their showcase, but not much.
Yeah.
All right. Lex Lady says, finally got some good news today, and my dad is home from hospital. Hit me with some dad movies to watch with him while he recovers. Happy to hear that, Lux. Hope your dad is doing well. I think Jeff and I have both been thinking about Hunt for Red October a lot lately, and that's a dad movie.
Of course. I'm always thinking about that. That is one of my like go-tos for sure. Anytime it's on TNT, I'm watching it. I have it on my Plex server, and it's probably one of my most watched movies on Plex. That's just a really good, solid one. If you haven't watched Crimson Tide, if we're going to stick with submarine movies, that one's awesome just because you can always tell the scenes that were written by Quentin Tarantino. It's literally the most obvious fucking thing in the world when they start talking about comic book characters. Denzel Washington, like XO officer on a submarine, knowing all the details about Flash. It's very funny, but it's also a really good movie. And then let's see maybe this is not for you all because you're Irish, but you know what? Tom Hanks is an American captain in that movie. He does help the British, but you don't have to worry about that. Just ignore that part. It's called, it's his
Captain
shit movie.
Phillips?
What's that?
Captain Phillip?
No. It's the World War II movie where he's a ship captain.
Oh, not the I'm the Captain Now one.
No, yeah. Tom Hanks, World War II movie. Greyhound. There we go. Greyhound.
Oh, Greyhound.
Yes, that one's a solid, just like watching a dad do work. That's what that whole movie's all about.
Okay. I like that.
Fate of the Furious, another submarine movie.
Remember how
on the Fast and Furious movies.
Of course.
Remember how distressed we were that Dan didn't get submarine movies?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because it's like, especially Crimson Tide. He's like, I don't know what's going on with the submarine. It's like, yeah, but it's about nuclear weapons and whether or not they should set them off. That's the whole movie.
See, yeah, I think he was like, I just don't think there's tension. I'm like, there's constantly tension because submarines are just, I feel like they're just gonna blow up at any moment or implode at any moment. Any scene inside a submarine, I'm scared. He's saying Yawntown, USA. Yep. My goodness. I feel sad for you. Yeah. You just don't get to enjoy the majesty of a submarine movie.
I think he likes Hunt for the Red October, doesn't he? Like, what I
don't know. I don't know if he does. But even that movie, it has some other action, so maybe that would get him over the top there.
Cybrid from Saskatchewan says, "Do you know what Darkest of Days' last mission is?" No, and do not tell us. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I have no idea. I like.
Now we have been getting.
I've looked when I was checking out the game. I know there's some other stuff, but I did not know about the POW camp, which turns out was a POW camp.
As a POW, I was right at first. You all convinced me.
Well, I was like, there's a chance, but it was like, what is happening here? And like there was some architecture that looks just like Auschwitz in there. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, apparently it's literally the camp from The Great Escape.
Great Escape, yep.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Dan knows about The Great Escape because they talk about it in Metal Gear Solid 3, right, buddy? It's one of that's the tunnels that he calls up Major Tom after one of the tunnels. He's like, just do Major Zero. Simon's back says, have you played the Xbox 360 game Secret Service? I have not. Is that like Matt Roy's Alpha Protocol? Because that's like what it makes me think of.
What is the super chat again? I'm sorry, I was reading chat when you're talking. I was being a bad co-host.
Have you played the Xbox 360 game Secret Service?
No. Okay, yeah, that I did hear it, and I just didn't register that Xbox 360 game called Secret Service. I've not played that, but I'm sure it is just like Matt Rory's Alpha Protocol. You think you're right?
Let's see here now. Greg says, it's funny how Jeff always agrees with whatever Dan says, but it's only the two of them. I'm expecting Jeff to come back with less hair next week.
Shit.
It is true. It is true.
There's always a chance. There's always a possibility.
Yeah. You guys are going to see the depths of that, I think, actually.
And again, it was my idea.
Mikey O'Leary says, oh, I like this. Hello from Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. I have to wake up at 2 a.m. for my 5K tomorrow. Good night from Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. Oh, nice. Have fun at the 5K Caribbean Beach Resort. It's a fantastic hotel. Very pretty. Easy access to the skyline, so you can get to Epcot and Hollywood Studios very easily. It has a very nice pool as well. Hope you're having fun, Mikey.
Yeah, enjoy it and sleep soundly.
Taco Belmont says, appreciate the long day of streams, guys. Thanks. You are welcome, Taco.
That was the Kirby thing wasn't this morning, right?
That was this morning.
No way. Really?
And I'll tell you what. Like, look, most people liked it, but of course there's some comments, and they usually get doubled, but like people are like, why are you guys so mean? Why are you guys so negative?
Oh, they were like that.
I liked it.
If you were going to say something, I thought it was going to be, why'd you guys even spend your time doing this? This is a waste of time. That's what I was expecting. People were thought we were mean.
Like, why do this if you didn't want to? And I'm like, we wanted to. We're just having a little fun. Calm down.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to be cheerleaders 24/7.
That is right. You should. That is right, though. You should stop reading my comments.
It's not going to happen, guys. Eventually, he'll read enough that, like, because 99% love Mike, right? We all know this. He will internalize enough of the 1%. Often it's like less than that. Eventually it'll break him. But for now, he needs it still. Just let him have it.
Against all odds, I would say.
I was like, oh, God, Sakurai's not your father. It's okay. I know he's a nice fellow.
It's not?
But he will fuck you if you comment good enough, though.
Yeah. Antonio Morales says, I've watched every show today. Please show Cat.
I tried to find the cat. He still found his little nook underneath the sink, underneath the cabinet. And he like purrs when we come close. He's been out a couple of times now, but I think he's still, I was told he was out earlier, and then I was on the voicemail dump truck and laughed too loud and scared him away. So
oh no,
he might be scared of me right now. We'll have to wait.
He'll get over that real fast. He'll do it down.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm like, let's like really. It's gonna be. We're gonna like immersion therapy. We're just gonna sink him in all of my screaming, and eventually he'll just get used to it.
Has there been any cat on cat action yet?
They are curious about each other. They hiss a little bit, but that's like super normal. But they mostly just seem like, hey, like I want to just find out about you. I want to see what's going on. That's it.
Next up is from El Grug. It says, do local co-op games work in the BizHawk Shuffler?
They do, and I definitely thought about this. Again, for the Bombathon, we are going to have an incentive where you can recommend a game, suggest a game, likely get a game into a nightmare shuffler that will happen at 2 a.m., and I'm asking people to submit things that are an assault on the senses. Co-op games are possible. I don't think we're going to do any co-op games because what we're planning to do is pass one controller around as we do this. So as it goes from one game, it'll go to another person. And if one of the games in there is local co-op, now suddenly we have to scramble for the controllers. It's just a bit too complicated.
The Uncharted Wolf says, Jeff, to clarify my movie watching, I've watched movies before. I just went from watching 5 to 6 a year to hitting 57 this year. Went from casual to pro. That
makes sense. That I could see how you would describe that as I've begun watching movies. Because 5 to 7 is like I just happen to go to the movies every once in a while as like one of those things you do, like go on walks or something. But if you started like hiking, 57 miles a month or something like that, then yes, now you're a hiker. Yeah, now you're a movie watcher. I agree.
I could take like part of my thing with movies. Like maybe I'll get into movies when I'm in my 80s, when playing video games is actually difficult. And watching movies is still pretty easy at that point, you know?
Yep, yeah. Right, exactly. Your hands can like be blown off, but you could still watch the movie. Although my vision loss, hearing loss, I don't know. Maybe watch some good ones before
you just
then.
Crank it up. That's what my grandpa lived with us. You could always tell when he was watching TV because it was incredibly loud. It was great. Zero says, okay, how about Giant Ball Magic Eye mugs? Boy, I do like Magic Eye. On the bonus dump for the dump truck, we did do a little Magic Eye race or test, and I think I impressed everybody.
Yeah.
I was very good.
Yes. The thing you could control it. What's that, Christian?
Yeah. Can you unfocus your eyes on command?
That's what he's. Yes.
It's not even It's not even that I unfocus them. I could just move them independently of each other, so I could just cross them easily to do it.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's like very subtle. Like I don't even see his eyes moving, but they are. They're doing
it right now. I'm going back and forth. Yeah, it's easy. I could do it. I can literally within a second look at one and tell you what's in it. I just like want them all laid out, so I just go down the line like Bunny, Camel, Saturn. Just go through all of them and tell you what they are.
I'm gonna set that up for the Bombathon. I had that on my list.
Question mark says, it's awesome to hear Mike is bringing mugs back for the Bombathon. What a great idea. That's definitely happening. You guys can say all sorts of lies if you want to feel good about them, I guess. I don't know.
Did anyone actually do the thing that Dan said and went on Reddit and said that you were actually bad at Magic Eye?
I don't think so. I didn't check. Oh, I'm not supposed to read the comments, so it won't get me, right? That's all right.
I've never said that. You do what you want, Mike. I want to make it clear. You read all the comments you want.
Someone has to.
Yeah.
You know, the comment is gonna show up. It's like, do you know that it hurts your eyes? Are you making? You're gonna make people blind now, John Bomb.
Yeah, it's gonna be like when I waxed my nose hairs, and people are gonna explain how actually I'm gonna die. Obo says all the Stars Week, Trek, Wars, Craft, and Dan has to play Star Citizen.
Oh, I like that.
Count for the Thon, large hole penis.
I like that. All the stars are here week, and it's just all the various games have star in the title.
I almost feel like Star Wars should be exempted. It's too easy. There's too many.
Yes, put that to the side. All the other stars are here. Yeah.
Yeah, give me Star Control 2 instead. I'll play some Star Control 2.
Of course,
The Uncharted Wolf says, also, Jeff, I've seen Collateral. Michael Mann is my favorite director.
Okay.
Collateral and Thief are all-timers. His production stories are hilarious.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Collateral is fantastic. I'm glad to hear you like it.
Tenderick says, how does it feel knowing the same person who does your music now has music in a Pokemon game? Yeah, how awesome is that?
Yep. Shout out to Insane in the Rain
music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just impressive
and,
stuff.
The music in that Pokemon Legends game is fantastic. So, super proud of him.
I mean, he's just incredibly talented. His rearrangements of music is worthy of being in a Pokemon game. And, you know, it's cool. Pokemon's done this before, right? They worked with Toby Fox. So,
yeah.
Just a cool thing that company does.
Hideo Kojima says, Jeff, how about them Red Wings? Are they going to be less popular like I try to make my game?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to work hard to be as unlikable as possible. I tell you what, I don't like them very much right now. So yeah.
Cody Bishop says, this whole AI push and dehumanization of employees has turned me off of Xbox, and I am trading 2 of my Xboxes into GameStop and canceling Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And it's kind of hard to explain it from a position of being sympathetic to Xbox. It is just like, it is what it is. And I don't like any of it. And my point of view is almost always, when I look at a company, is anything that they're doing going to get me more cool video games? That's usually my agenda that I am trying to push on this industry. And I don't believe Xbox is on a pathway to doing anything like that.
Another one from Cody says, help, I'm addicted to true crime shows on Netflix and Hulu. Real Nightmare on Elm Street shows true crimes that happened on Elm Streets in U.S.
Oh, that's fun.
Is this a real show?
I bet it is. That's incredible. There's like an Elm Street like every 10 feet in America. So yeah, that's good.
Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Right. Yep, one in every city for sure. I can't do true crime shows. I just can't.
No, me neither. I actively don't want to know about true
right.
crime.
I listened to that first season of Serial, but everyone did, so.
Guess who did it?
Yeah, I said everyone, not nobodies.
And then Willow says, mug naughty, mug naughty, mug naughty, mug muggy. Am I just going to be bullied for the rest of... I'm trying to help you all. I'm telling you, they break.
We can do. You could just let us do it, Mike. You could just let us do it.
I'll let you do nothing. I'm trying to help you all. Let me help you. JT says, send this elsewhere. Mike, please record your brisket joke a few times and play on repeat in the noob soul. We don't really have a noob soul. We have something else that's happening.
And it would actually be way worse if Jan were to insert the barbecue joke into that. Actually,
yeah.
So hopefully he doesn't hear this.
That's it for the Super Chats for now. If you all want to send in any more, we will read them before the end of the show. Thank you so much. Jeff, back to you.
Thanks. All right, let's take another break. We're going to come back. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore of Obsidian games right after this. All right, Game Mess decides. We continue on with our Mount Rushmore of Obsidian games. Mike, you threw out this idea into our Discord earlier, and I was like, oh, yeah, you know what? That's a studio that I've really, really kind of come to love. Early on, I remember them as the studio that did the broken Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic sequel. And it was like, that's kind of, I kept that in my head for a little bit. And then over time, it's like, oh, no, they were doing interesting games. And even when they were kind of rushed and put out broken stuff, maybe their games were more interesting than just about anything else happening in the space. And now they're this prolific studio that is a little bit of a crown jewel for Xbox. I consider myself a fan. How about you?
No, absolutely. it's just because first they were kind of making like the sequels that other studios didn't want to make. Like they did like, Neverwinter Nights 2, KOTOR 2, Dungeon Siege 3 was apparently Obsidian Entertainment.
That's right.
Even New Vegas is kind of like that. Then they did some interesting stuff since then. A lot of cool stuff. I think that they are maybe, even if they aren't always the sexiest RPG developer, I think they've been the most consistent and interesting for a while now.
Right, they have a strong voice of like, this is how the kinds of games we want to make in terms of like the abilities that that players have, and the writing and the NPCs having certain options and things like that. This is also, Obsidian's a lot of people who were previously Black Isle Games or Black Isle Studios. I think it was Black Isle Studios. And they did stuff like Planescape Torment and Baldur's Gate 2. So it goes way back, but we're just doing Obsidian games, right, Mike? That's the plan, because we want to focus on games that I haven't played a lot of Black Isle's games either. And I think you were saying the same thing.
I don't want to do Black Isle games because I'm deeply ashamed that I haven't played Planescape Torment yet, and it's very high on my to-do list.
That's one I've also wanted to try, because you hear nothing but like from people who played it, they talk about it with a reverent tone, and I was like, I want to see that for myself. My understanding is people really like the story in that one. Okay, well, all right. With that in mind, where should we start with the Mount Rushmore of Obsidian games?
Yeah, we could I don't think we could start with KOTOR 2, which is interesting. It's their first game that released. It's liked better now than it was at launch, partly because there's a fan mod that fixed it. Which is a little bit of a strange thing to take stock of, right?
Yeah, a little bit, but also, I don't know. It's not their fault in a lot of these situations. They were rushed. They did have limited budgets. And so, like in this case and in Fallout New Vegas's case, they both kind of were, or both those situations. It's like, yeah, that studio had things set against them in some ways. Let's at least put KOTOR 2 up there for now. I think there's a chance it goes onto the final list.
I think so. I always really like the look of the main Sith guy that's on like the box art for the game. Like, that looks like a Sith. Yep. That's a good design.
Yep. All right. With that out of the way, I'll do Fallout New Vegas. I think that's the kind of obvious Obsidian call out of the one that people just really love. I've played some of it now. I've not played through all of it. I want to get back to it. But you could just tell the factions are so well written, and never having a good choice feels very right for Fallout. Like, there shouldn't ever be like the right answer. The whole point is we got here because humans couldn't make things work and couldn't figure things out. And I'm glad the game sort of runs with that idea, that ethos.
Mm-hmm. It's a ton of fun. It got dinged a bit at launch because it was buggy, which is something that happened with a lot of Obsidian games at launch back in the day.
Yep.
But a lot of that's been ironed out now, and you just have this very good. I think it is the best of those, right? Of what was going on with these kind of first-person style RPGs that we were getting at that time, that were really thriving at that time. New Vegas itself, super cool. Just love exploring that, to go into all these casinos. It is just, it's this big game, and yet it still manages to feel dense. It's incredibly interesting. And it's wild that they kind of just came in as like the studios, like, you reuse this engine and assets and make your own kind of sequel, while these people are making Skyrim, and they made such a good game. It's super impressive.
Yep. All right, what would you add next?
Actually, I think I would add South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Ooh, okay.
Which is one of the best licensed games ever. Definitely the best in terms of just looking like the show. And part of that is happenstance, just like kind of the way South Park is. We just had the technology to make games look like that, of course. But, they had the ability to work with the people in that show. So it just is so authentic to that. Then they also made a very fun RPG with it. They, smartly went the Mario RPG route with the combat, which is a perfect fit for that.
Mm-hmm.
So another studio made the Fractured Butthole, the sequel, which is pretty good, but not as good as Stick of Truth. Stick of Truth is just fantastic. They absolutely killed it with that assignment.
Yeah, it was that's one where it's just like, they executed so well on this idea of like, you'll hear licensed games get announced. You'd be like, if they did it this way, that could really work. And it's like, this is exactly that. They just really came through with every idea, kind of fulfilling their goal there of making it feel like a living version of the TV show. Yeah, The sequel was pretty good, but that wasn't them, right? Ubisoft kind of took that over, and
it wasn't them.
Yeah.
Gosh, who made? Now I need to see who the heck made the Fractured Butthole.
Was it just like an internal Ubisoft studio or team or something like that? I can't remember, but no,
I'll find out.
The first one's definitely better, anyhow. And Obsidian, I think,
it's better for that.
Yeah.
Ubisoft San Francisco made the Fractured Butthole, and it's not a bad game, but
no,
there was Stick of Truth is just one of the best South Park things out there. That was a franchise that had notoriously bad video games up until that point, so it was a really cool thing to see.
All right, I think I probably would go with one of the more modern games at this point. So either The Outer Worlds or Avowed. Maybe Avowed's too recent, and so I think I'll go with The Outer Worlds, a game I do like, and I think it shows like they were capable of taking something like, hey, a Fallout in space, and kind of delivering on that idea in a way that was constrained by budget concerns, while still focusing very much on what they do well, which is, writing characters and giving players options. I think Outer Worlds 2 is a noticeably better game, but that is far too recent for a Mount Rushmore. So I'll go with The Outer Worlds for now.
Oh, but what about the actual right answer from the more modern era, Jeff? Pentiment.
Ah, shit. Holy God. Yeah, okay. Well, that actually is...
That's them!
Yeah, that's them.
Obsidian!
Holy crap, that's right. That is... And you're right. That is by far the right answer. Man, that game rules.
Such a neat game, right? It's wild that we got this game, actually, from Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Pentiment. Gosh, I have some issues. Like, I wish it was almost more gamified, but the style is so cool. The storytelling is so good. Just really neat characters. Just a delight to play through that thing.
Yeah, and I think that the way that they hit the theme over and over again, Pentiment being a thing where when art gets covered up by new art, and so when art, like historians go back and look at a piece of art, a painting, they sometimes can do X-rays and see that there's a canvas underneath here that had a previous painting on that. And that is, they touch on that in terms of the reality that these characters are living in, where it's like, hey, you are in this agrarian society that has Roman ruins just 5 feet away from your house. And there's all this history buried right there. And you as a person have rebuilt your life in such a way that you have a hidden history as well, buried underneath all of these layers of paint you put on top of yourself. And they touch on those things over and over again through various gameplay things. And I don't know. It really hits me. It's a game I think about constantly. It is basically a book in some ways, but it's much more alive because it is a video game.
It's like some kind of visual book or visual novel, if
a novelization that has been visualized, and I don't trust it. Someone should do something about it. God, that was a good call. Okay, well then, how about Avowed? Probably not going to be considered for this. I don't know,
probably
too fresh.
Too early. I would think more about Pillars of Eternity, to be honest. Which
I was going to ask you about that.
That this is a big part of the CRPG revival that was happening at this time, thanks to games like the first Divinity, Original Sin, and Shadowrun Returns, and Obsidian taking their cred, not just, with the more modern games, but from Black Isle with CRPGs and putting that into something new and creating a franchise that then, had Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, and then Avowed is a part of that as well. It hasn't it hasn't taken off in a super mainstream way like a Baldur's Gate 3 has, but I think it absolutely hit that CRPG crowd very well.
Yep. I will give a shout out to Matthew Rory's Alpha Protocol, a game that I think is a little bit better than its reputation, but also not great. You just hamstrung in some key ways, but interesting.
The best thing about... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to... This is a team that also did Neverwinter Nights 2 and things like that. Or, I feel like they did another sequel that even beyond the ones we've talked about so far.
Well...
I think they did Icewind Dale 2 as Obsidian, I think.
No, not as Obsidian. If that was them, that was Black Isle. Okay. The Dungeon Siege 3 again was one of them, but otherwise, I think that's all their weird sequels.
Yeah. Okay. Neverwinter Nights 2, I thought was Obsidian.
Yes, Neverwinter Nights 2 is for sure.
Okay. Cool.
That's them.
Just not Icewind Dale.
Not Icewind Dale 2.
Okay.
Icewind Dale 2, I think, was Black Isle.
Okay, sounds good. All right, anything else you want to add here before we go to try to whittle it down to 4?
Just the best thing about Alpha Protocol was like that was the first industry event I went to with you, and there was like a little theater demonstration at that first PAX East or whatever. When we sat there and Sega showed this game off.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Oh. It's like, this game seems interesting, but very ugly. I remember it's what I thought.
That's how I felt too, and it turns out that was exactly what that game is. It's ugly, except for that shirt that was on the wall that the guy always insulted. I thought
gay panther, gay cheetah,
panther. Yeah,
gay
man,
cheetah shirt or something.
Incredible.
Right. Oh, people do like Tyranny. I do know that.
I never touched that. Yeah, I don't even really know what it is. Like I remember it being like, oh, this is a morally complex game, but I'm like, yeah, that's all these RPGs. So I didn't look into it all that much.
It's Pillars of Eternity adjacent is just a thing about it. I don't know. I feel like Pillars of Eternity is kind of first on a Mount Rushmore thing. It takes it up. Although I am getting the sense that even though initially the reviews for Tyranny were lesser than the Pillars of Eternity games, that people are holding Tyranny in a higher and higher regard as time goes on.
Kind of want to check it out. Who knows when I'll have the time to do that. I didn't play enough Grounded to put it on here, Mike. That's why I haven't brought it up.
It's very popular. I mean, I haven't played a lot either, but it could be considered. I mean, it was a huge deal for them. It's so, like Pentiment, it's very different from their usual stuff, right? So maybe it should be considered still, at least.
We could put it up there for sure. Okay, Grounded. All right, I think we have our 4 in here, Mike. Do you want me to read what we have so far? It is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, Fallout New Vegas, South Park, The Stick of Truth, The Outer Worlds, Pentiment, Pillars of Eternity, and Grounded.
I think New Vegas is a lock.
New Vegas is clearly like the poster child for this, yes.
I think it's the George Washington, perhaps.
Yes, I think so.
This one.
Okay. I actually, I'm glad you mentioned it. I would have been very upset had we forgotten. Pentiment actually for me is the next one up there because it's like there's going to be other ones that will go up very quickly, but I want to see Pentiment on this list.
Oh, Christian says no Wasteland love. Oh, you stupid idiot. Wasteland is in exile.
Yeah, that's
I will wait for an apology right now.
Wasteland. Wait. All right, I apologize. I thought it was.
Did Blackout do the old ones? I don't even think that's right. That was like a whole other thing. But yeah, in Exile definitely did Wasteland 3.
So yeah, Pentiment is good. Probably gonna make it. I think maybe PoE should be on there, huh?
Yeah, if that's how you feel. I don't really have an opinion on Pillars of Eternity. I never played it.
I haven't really played it, but it's just importance, I guess.
Sure, yeah. Well, then that leaves one spot for KOTOR 2 or Stick of Truth or Grounded or Outer Worlds.
I think it's probably either Stick of Truth or Grounded.
Okay. I mean, KOTOR 2 is really. I mean, if we're just talking about popularity at this point, it's so well regarded now.
It is, and it's their first game for sure. I don't know. Like, to me, that game is still almost hopelessly in the shadow of KOTOR 1. I gotta be honest. I don't know. Maybe that's a me problem. I don't know if other people feel that way.
Yeah, I know. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way, and then I think there's a lot of people who say that it is the much more mature and better written game out of the two. The kind of the thing that happens with all of their sequels, where they're like, if you want the real shit, it's actually in New Vegas. It's actually in KOTOR 2. Like that's how people regard it. But,
yeah, I mean, and do we care that it was kind of unfinished and that basically other people have gone in and finished it?
No, we do care about it. We do, and I think that's one of the things that might keep it off here.
Would it be considered a wild take for me for Stick of Truth? Is this respecting a licensed game too much? I just think it's a very, very, very good one.
It's one of the best licensed games ever made, and a great game on its own merits, beyond the fact that it's a licensed game as well.
I mean, I guess I say it out loud. I mean, KOTOR 2, also a licensed game.
Yeah, that's right.
I think about it.
Yep, good point. Look, I think Stick of Truth actually probably, out of these 4, probably is the right answer. When you take into
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, okay. Let's move it over.
Let's see what it looks like that, because I think we have 4 different pillars here, which is what I like.
Yeah, I like that too. Yes.
Like the only thing missing, I guess, is Grounded, which is an important pillar. And there's a part of me, it's like, should Grounded be on here?
Yeah, but I think you said it earlier that Grounded is another one of those early and different games like Pentiment. Well, Pentiment's already on the list, and that sort of represents the studio being able to kind of do whatever they want. And Pentiment is a masterpiece. And Grounded is a very popular game as well, but Pentiment is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I like the list like this. Actually, I think this is pretty good. There's lots of things to consider. They make a lot. It's wild that one studio has this many games to consider. But yeah, I feel good about this.
Okay, so you said there were, like, you like having the 4 pillars. Go ahead and explain them as we read the list here. So what do we have?
Fallout New Vegas, OG era, Obsidian, classic stuff. Pillars of Eternity, Obsidian Reborn, helping lead the charge in the rebirth of CRPGs. South Park, Stick of Truth, deep into the Xbox 360 area. Obsidian making incredible shit out of what used to be licensed schlop and making an RPG outside of their traditional Western sensibilities. The Pentiment, something new and something different and something, dare I say, artistic.
All right, excellent. That's our Mount Rushmore of Obsidian games. Thanks for reading that, Mikey. One last break. We're going to come back and talk about what we've been playing right after this. All right, Mike, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so aside from the Outer Worlds 2, which we've talked about, I dove into Parasite Eve for spooky season, which big one on my to-do list. I talked about my first session a bit on Bombcast, but I had another 4-hour long second session where the game keeps getting interesting. It also thankfully did get harder. That was like my one complaint. I was like, I can just heal whenever I want. This isn't, this is fun, but it's not too difficult. Well, people are hitting a lot harder. It's more difficult to heal up all of that damage right away. So I am being more tactical. Like, I have an ability that lets me just not take damage for a little bit. So I'm actually timing that with certain moves, things like that. Sometimes I'm just running around and waiting for my, whatever this game calls, mana to recharge so I can heal. And really getting into the sort of weapon customization here, where you can take attributes from some guns and transfer them to other guns, but it's a limited resource that lets you do that. So you're making really interesting choices. Like, at one point I had a build where I could shoot 7 shots each time it was my turn, but I wasn't able to select targets. And shooting 7 shots is great, but you kind of stand in one place for a while you're doing that. And it's actually kind of spreads your damage out. But it's actually, maybe it's better just to shoot 3 shots and do it kind of quickly and then move around so I could do my next turn. So just a lot of actually very interesting RPG decisions to make. And then the story's really good. There was so much semen involved in the game recently. We went to a sperm bank. It was incredible. The whole chapter was called Conception.
Huh. Wow.
And they weren't even being cute about it. They're talking about the semen version of Conception.
Right, yeah, okay. They're not being coy. They're being cum.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, this is a game that I knew was going to be great. I wanted to play it, and it's just living up to that history for sure.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear that. I for some reason I think I had in my head it's oh no, that was just one of those games that was hyped because it was the next game from the Final Fantasy VII people, and then maybe it didn't hit as hard, and that was just me being wrong and not really paying attention and not ever really planning to play it back then. And then in recent years being oh no, people seem to really like that, and now having the confirmation from you, that's fantastic. It's is the plan maybe to check out Parasite Eve 2 and then eventually even 3?
Oh, someday. I mean, 2 people, it's supposed to be good. It's just a little disappointing because they pull back from a lot of what made the game unique and make it a bit more of a Resident Evil-like, is my understanding, in terms of gameplay. And then 3 is disliked, and I am kind of curious why. So yeah, I almost want to check out I think it's just called Third Birthday because they lost the rights to the book that the series is based off of, or something like that, which is wild. So eventually, I don't think I'm going to go right into Parasite Eve 2 or anything like that. I'll tell you what. Movie? No, I'm not going to watch the movie, probably. Another super highlight is the music is insane. It's Yoko Shimomura.
Yeah, that rules. I need to listen to that.
So freaking good. The music is phenomenal.
Let me see Shimomura.
While we're still on the topic, we are watching the movie, though. You're not going to watch the movie, but the community is watching the movie next Wednesday
really?
night.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, go check the Discord.
What is this movie? I don't even know. What do you mean?
It's got to be based on the book, right?
It's based on the. It's I think it happens right after the events on the game.
Oh, wow.
1997 Japanese science fiction film. Okay,
it's based on the book. It's not based on the game.
Is it made by Square Pictures?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Is it?
I think it went straight to DVD.
Upsetting.
It's Toho.
Is it upsettingly realistic CGI?
No,
is Alec Baldwin in it?
I didn't watch it.
It's 97. I don't think it can be too realistic.
Well, that's right when they did Spirits Within, Mike. So it could be. It could be.
Spirits Within was a good deal after this.
Yeah, I think it's related to this.
This is I love all the SquareSoft games right after Final Fantasy VII hit big, because you say what you will about them, you saw the money that they made put back into other games, because just all of a sudden these CG sequences are insane for 1998 or whenever this game came in. It's so fun watching that, being like, wow.
2001. All right.
Yeah, I was there, Gandalf. I saw that.
I found my ticket stub when I was moving into this house. For Spirits
that's
Within.
right.
That was weird. I was like, how do I still have this?
I have not seen it since. I kind of need to see it again. Actually, I got to reevaluate Final Fantasy Spirits.
We got to do our Robert Langdon film in 40s and whatever that movie that Dan keeps yelling at us about, and then we'll get back to Spirits Within after that.
Finally. Yep. All right. But yeah, and then Pokemon, continuing to play that, continuing to have a good time. Nothing like new to report per se. Same. I bet I'll be playing that one while I am traveling, though.
Outside of Outer Worlds 2, which again I find to be very fun. I think the game I'm spending my time thinking about is one that I only get to play once a day, and that's Absalom.
Right.
It's as deep as I think a beat 'em up game should be. Like, they really do have all of these interdependent systems and like multiple layers of defensive maneuvers and like the pressure system, all this stuff. It's like, oh, this is very deep in terms of keeping you engaged in just the normal punching and hitting enemies, and then building out your character in a very specific way. And it's like, okay, no, I am getting a lot of upgrades for my Clash. Let's see if I can incorporate that into my combos here a little bit more frequently, or at least, learn the patterns of the bosses so that I can deliver those pretty reliably. That's been a lot of fun. It is just a really well thought out one of these. You could tell it's made by people who have spent a lot of time thinking about beat 'em ups. And now at this point, Guard Crush has been doing this for like more than a decade, it feels like, of making various kinds of beat 'em ups, and now being like the beat 'em up people, to the point where this game runs on the Guard Crush engine. Like, it runs like loads up a DOS thing in the background so it can run some math for their beat 'em up. It's like, yeah, they should just be doing these kinds of games forever. They are the top tier of making a beat 'em up feel just fun from the start to finish, and then all of the roguelite stuff on top is really well done as well. So yeah, just a good game. I continue with This Is the Run. People should check it out. Go giantbomb.com/join, become a premium member over there. You can watch our runs so far, or our practice sessions, really is what they are.
Of course. I've been enjoying watching the runs. And yeah, I finished a run in that game. I'd love to go play some more, but other things are happening. But yeah, I really liked it. I was super impressed with it.
There's at least a fourth character. Have you seen how many characters have you unlocked?
I got all four. Yeah, there's four, I think, and I got them all.
Okay, cool. We've only unlocked the third character, and I saw the fourth when I was raiding someone this morning. It's like, man, that actually does rule. I want that character real bad. He looks super dope. Yeah.
I did main the dwarf though my entire time, and I liked the dwarf. He was quite a lot.
He's awesome. I really enjoy him. Did you ever get the rocket dwarf build?
Yeah, I did. I never.
So much good.
I didn't do it. I will say, like, in my winning run, I was just getting basically every perk that made my normal strikes better.
Yeah,
because that's the thing you do the most is you punch people. So I was getting pretty powerful by the end of that.
Yep, I'm sure I will eventually stumble across that broken build and be very happy to do so. Yeah, Absalom, another game that will be considered for my top 10 as if I had any shortage of that. Mike, real quick, do you have you developed a strategy? And we're super busy right now, and it's kind of nonstop. Yes. Are you developing any kind of strategy to play some of these games you might have missed? Like, have you played Ball Pit or something like that?
I mean, like, Ball Pit, the strategy is probably going to be, hey, everyone, I'm playing Ball Pit on Mega Man. Right.
Yeah.
Which is what I do with, like, Monster Train 2. So that's that. Otherwise, the strategy has been letting some things go that once upon a time I wanted to finish, like Avowed and Doom, but otherwise it's like, no, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna finish other games that I'm care about a lot. Pokemon's gonna happen once Metroid comes out. I'm gonna make sure I play that. I definitely still doing tactics. I kind of haven't gone to it. I'm a little worried because I am definitely playing Dragon Quest 1+2 when it comes out. I was gonna do the best I can. I'm already pretty confident, Jeff, that I have played more new releases this year than 99.9% of people. So I'm doing my best. And I think I'm doing all right. I think the same applies for you.
Good job, Mike.
It's the best we can do. It's the best we can do.
Yep.
You'll do. Hey, before I forget,
please.
Any of you play Ninja Gaiden 4? Or is it just
gosh, that's right. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4. I can't even remember the games that I've played.
Yeah.
Hey, that's super fun. That's a good game.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super slick. It feels really good. It looks really nice, except for when they like get in real close on those character models and they look a little Xbox 360-y in the face.
Sorry.
And perhaps other features, but it looks good.
Are you gonna say something, Chris?
You want to say something?
Sorry, no, I just made it. Those models sure have some features. Let me tell you.
Oh, good! I was left out to dry when I tried to make a joke about it. So now you can feel. What was it, Christian? What? Oh, you think that they have big breasts? That's crazy. Why are you so weird? It's like they shove them in your face in an awkward way.
You all right, buddy?
Okay. It's okay.
You're gonna be okay, Mike. It's all right. Wait, listen. Next time you want to make a joke about boobs, just let me know, and I'll have your back. All right?
I'll give you a head.
Yeah, just give me a heads up.
Wait, what was the joke you made? Was you just say
referencing it? It's enough of a joke.
Just referencing. Everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Oh, come on! This game, this series, the Dead or Alive people have to spell it out."
Yeah.
And also,
I've been playing it too. It's pretty good.
So people do think we're crazy for putting Stick of Truth on there. Just so you know.
Really?
What?
Our chat did it. They're insane. That game's great.
Our chat's mostly behind us, and then there's a couple
Is
people
that on
like
Twitter or on Blue Sky?
That's Blue Sky. Yeah, I didn't post.
No, we don't think we post on Twitter anymore.
Yeah, not that anyhow.
Very disappointed.
All right, guys. So yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4. I was thinking about playing it, but then it's like I don't know. It's one that I pushed to the side for sure. But all you guys seem to love it, so I'm like, I probably should at least give it a try.
Oh, you're roboting there, Jeff.
Oh yeah, look at that. I could see it. Okay, give me a second.
Give it a second.
No, I'm just gonna switch.
Maybe change the server.
I'm gonna change servers. Everyone at home can hear me just fine. So I'll talk my way through this. Let's do this.
We're switching the server, everybody.
All right.
Needs to be roboting, but it's all right.
No, I'm not roboting for them, Christian. So don't worry about that. Okay. Am I back? Ooh, that's just not connecting at all. Okay, let's try this. Let's go to.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello. Wait, did that work? Did that click back into place? Hello. Nope. Yeah, it's worse. Just a second. Yep.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Let me try.
No, I'll get it. That's fine, Christian. Okay. Nope, that's bad too. Wait, that might be better. Let's see here.
Gucci.
Is that any better? No, I could see it's going.
That's
bad.
way better.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure? Okay.
That's way. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's better. You sound normal.
And I was never roboting for anyone at home, so like it was like it's only for you.
No, it's just this car.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
You're saying Ninja Gaiden 4, you were playing it, you were trying
to
play
I'm like, I'm going to try it. I just don't. Yeah. I don't know.
I will say, like, as much as I was enjoying, I want to play it. It doesn't feel like the greatest priority for me right now. I suppose. Kind of like I'm definitely prioritizing Outer Worlds 2 as my PC game right now. I want to play more of Ninja Gaiden 4 for sure. It feels super fun. But yeah, it's not the biggest priority.
What do you think about the difficulty? I was playing it on hard because I'm a fucking gamer, goddammit. Yeah. Put the game on hard, and then I had to put it on normal because I was getting my ass beat.
I mean, they're hard games, right? That's their whole thing.
Yeah, they're supposed to be hard. I mean, at first, because like the tutorial is basically easy, like the intro stuff on the train. So at first I was getting worried, and then like, oh no, this is picking up. It feels good. At least where I was, it felt tuned properly.
Yeah.
I was like looking.
Once I put it on normal, I was having a better time. So yeah, that game is very technical. You can get very technical. Yeah, you can get very technical with all the combos, but you just can also like just smash, and that's fun too. Yeah, so far I'm having a good time as a like crazy. I really like action games, so this is my shit now.
I think the highest rated game on Metacritic's current year thing that I have not really put any real time into is Death Stranding 2.
Same? Yeah, it's like that and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There is a Death Stranding 2 is. I feel like I should at least try it. I'm a little shocked how I've heard so few people in my life talk about it, though. I don't know, for a game that was reviewed that well. Like, obviously Dan liked it a lot, and I respect that.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think there's a chance I'd like it a lot, but like you and Jan seem to bounce off it.
I didn't. I played like 30 minutes and then went on it like wherever we went. Was that PAX? I don't remember what it was, but like
maybe it's probably SGF.
SGF, yeah, I think it was SGF, yeah. And it's like, so I put it down immediately, and then we came back home, and there was a million other things to do. If it didn't feel like the right move to go back to playing that game, and it's like, oh, now here I am. I don't know. I'll spend some time with that. The other one for me would be Shinobi. I did not play enough Shinobi, so those are the two.
I'll say I played through Shinobi and I liked it a lot. I actually don't know if I like it as much as some people.
Okay, I loved Ragebound, and I'm pretty sure I will end up still liking Ragebound more, just because it was a little bit more platformy.
I think that's what it is. I think like if I play more Ragebound, I might actually like it more Shinobi, just because I kind of miss the platforming. I like doing a lot of that's platform. That's what I like about Metroidvanias. They just instinctively also have to have a lot of platforming in them, and I think that stuff is cool.
Yep. All right, Mike. I think that probably does it for the games that we're going to talk about this week. Hey. Yeah, Christian, what?
Hey, Sea Viper is cool. She's hard as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I saw you were playing some Sea Viper. How is that? Yeah.
Yeah, she was a technical beast in Street Fighter 4. She's somewhat of a technical beast in this game, too. It seems at the like the first impression is like she has this cancel where you can like do up down and you can cancel a move. I think that no other character has, and other type of cancel. And it seems on face like the first time you encounter it, it's like, oh shit, she is really hard to like master. Not really. Like they kind of trick you into thinking she is like super difficult character. She is a little bit more difficult than most characters in that game. But once you get the gist of what the game is asking you when you need to do those cancels, they come out pretty easy on your like choose combat to combat stuff. So other than that, like kind of tricking you into thinking she's like a super difficult character to get into it. Yeah, she's super fun. She has all the accoutrement, all the cool kicks and flips and things that she does on 4. She has it here, and it's super fun. What else? Yeah, she's fun. She looks cool. I really like her new style. I'm like in the minority. I don't know why people doesn't like how she looks.
I think I like the way she looks now better than I liked the way she looked before.
Oh my god, it's like 1,000 times better. She looks like a character in the 4. It looks cool, yeah, sure. But in 4, she looks like a woman. You know, a woman that's gonna beat your ass type shit. Yeah. So I'm having fun with her.
And Mike, we're gonna give you the chance. Do you want to make any jokes about her boobs or anything like that, or
make that arugula?
No, because then I'll be the weird one. They put the biggest boob windows in the world, and I'm just like, isn't that weird? Everyone's like, Mike, why are you weird for pointing it out? I'm like, all right.
She's basically a boob window on legs. Like, that's her character. All right, Mike. Do we have any super chats we should clear up?
We do have some few additions here. And Toy Morales says, Grubb, I'm no longer asking. It's a water gun emoji for Brooks. Get some squeeze ups, buddy. You did oblige.
I had to like actually reach underneath this little crack in the sink and grab him and pull him out. I think he's happy to be out though. So
that's good. Symbiosis says Pentiment literally floored me. I was a sobbing ball on the floor at the end. Yep, just a good game.
Powerful game.
Matt Rare Monkey says the Mount Rushmore is all the Josh Sawyer games easy. Brendan says, Mike, I'm late. I'm late because I was playing the game myself, but your reactions to those scenes in Silent Hill F were fantastic. Great A content. Yeah, what about Silent Hill F with you?
I did. I meant to play that in the mornings this week was the plan, and then when Jan was out, I didn't want to create even extra work for Sean, who's kind of doing everything on his own. And when I do that, like create videos, he's got to put on the site, both sites now for the moment. So I'll just play that. I'm just going to play that on my own time, and maybe I'll stream it myself and make it like one of my Sunday streams, like I was doing with the game you gave me back in the day.
You could maybe once the kids are in bed on Halloween, if you're looking for something Halloweeny to do.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, that could be fun.
And then Postman Dan says Tim Allen noises or
officer over there. He sold me cocaine.
J-O-A Nap says, longest day. I don't know. Feed Christian. Love you all. Did you remember to feed our Christian today, Jeff?
I thought you did.
I told you it was going to be your responsibility.
You can't feed him now. It's too late.
No, it'll be off balance.
Yeah.
Sultan of Bassy says, the ending of the last episode of Blake Club was an all-timer. Boy, that episode, I'll tell you what, started off rough. Right? We were just having tech issues, and we were all like off kilter because of the tech issues. Mm-hmm. And then by the end, so much had happened.
A lot happened. The game's best mission, us being a little bit worried about the content we were seeing. It went to a lot of places. That game is delivered. I've been very happy with it.
Mobama says, hey, Messy Boys, you had a conversation about how the European mind couldn't handle Skyline chili. Since then, my feed has been filled by Europeans trying Skyline and loving it. Since it's superiority, your next Skyline trip is on me. Thank you so much, Mobama. Appreciate
Thank you, God, man. I wish there was a Skyline by me. It's the horseshit that I live in Ohio, and I have to say that, but here we are.
Burrito says, made an impulsive decision to buy a front row ticket to a Death Stranding orchestra concert, and I still haven't installed Death Stranding 2. That didn't help. You know which one's interesting? Apparently a Stardew Valley concert's coming to Pittsburgh.
Really?
I like Stardew Valley. I'm like, what's the music like in that game? We're going to do a whole concert.
Music, yeah, but I don't know.
So, guess it is. Huh.
Interesting. I mean, people love that game. That's like, for some people, it's like their whole personality, so I bet they'll show up for that.
Then American Greed Factory said, maybe my favorite thing about Shinobi is a forced scrolling level that sucks, and as soon as you die, it splashes mission success, and you move on.
I like when a studio has jokes. I like when they we know what we're doing here, and we're going to have some fun. That's great.
Mm-hmm. All right, and that's it.
All right.
Hey, we should probably say, program note, we're probably not doing these shows next week, huh?
Yeah. I was thinking I might throw something up for anyone who's subscribed to the Patreon, something quick, dirty, in person. Maybe just ask these guys some questions and throw it out there for you. So there might be something, but the shows aren't going to happen next week. The podcast will be off.
Nintendogs, Game Mess Decides.
Yes, exactly. A Nintendogs, Game Mess Decides, the evening shows that me and Mike do. We're going to have to take the week off because of travel, but we'll be back the week after that.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Bombathon, so.
Yep.
Sorry about that, everyone. But
apologies. There's just no, normally I'd be like, Sean, you run it. Well, Sean's going to be helping us, and I'm not going to have Christian do it on his own. So
I'm going to do a solo show, everybody. Let's fucking go.
We can't stop him, everybody. He's going to do what he's going to do. All right. So we'll be back the week afterwards, but if you want, patreon.com/GameMess, like I said, I'll probably post something up on there for everybody. I did get another camera since my last one I found one for cheap. So I was like, I might as well just act now. Mike, where can people find you on the internet?
Tokoto on Blue Sky and on Twitch. 90s Disney. That's the Disney podcast. I had to get an episode ready on Light Magic, which was the nighttime parade that Michael Eisner had to make after he saw Riverdance. It did not last very long, did Light Magic in Disneyland, but I gotta do that episode for November 1st, so I'll be busy with that right after the trip. Halloween's right after the trip, and then after that I have a personal trip to DC for a wedding. Then November later is my vacation.
Oh my God.
And between those two things will be Extra Life, I think, and then there's gonna be the Game Awards. So gosh, I have a lot of travel coming up.
Well, Mikey's a trooper, everybody. That's a lot, Mike. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm a hero.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I wouldn't want to have that as my itinerary going forward. So good luck.
At least two of them aren't work related, so that's
still travel's travel for me at this point. Mike, what is Michael Eisner's marquee accomplishment?
Animal Kingdom.
No, the is actually correct. That was correct. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
He did some good things. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was pretty cool.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah.
Community game night tomorrow, Saturday. Check the Discord.
I think Disney MGM Studios was the most Michael Eisner thing he did, since he kind of just they're building a Universal Studios here. We'll just build one cheaper and first.
The Michael Eisner way.
Basically.
The cum gutters.
Jesus.
Who's ready to nut?
I miss
Animal Crossing Semen